What is up, guys? We are back with Stumped for Answers. It's been a while. We haven't talked to you guys, so we are happy to be back. I just wanted to say Eid Mubarak to everybody. Eid Mubarak Wase. Hope it was a good one. But we have a lot to uncover here. Pakistan played two ODIs over the last week and unfortunately lost both of them. So we'll just cover those and see if there was some positives to take away or and we'll cover the negatives. So Vase, how are you, first of all?
Alhamdulillah, man. All praise to Almighty. I want to wish everybody a happy Eid Mubarak, to everybody who does tune in. Um, I'm glad we get to watch some Pakistan cricket, Two ODIs took place. Obviously, the results weren't in our favor, but I did think that, some of the boys did show fight in both games.
Yeah, so just we'll start with the first ODI, which happened last week. That was on Friday, and it was one of those pitches in New Zealand that was doing a lot, especially in the beginning. So Pakistan won the toss; they chose to bowl, which I thought was a good idea. Um, Akif Javed, the youngster, had his debut, and he looked actually really good in his first game. He was able to get the ball to bounce and move the ball in both directions. So that was nice to see. And Pakistan actually had New Zealand reeling in this game. For 37 for three, they were at one point, and then Pakistan's number one enemy, Mark Chapman, came to the crease and scored a blistering 130 odd, and him and another young Lahori actually in the New Zealand team, Muhammad Abbas, scored the fastest
Quick 50,
50
yeah.
on debut for an ODI. So New Zealand ended up scoring around 330 some, and Pakistan then had to chase that. So and then Pakistan came into bat and they brought Usman Khan for his debut, and
He,
Pakistan honestly looked
he,
really
he
good.
looked good in the power play, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were 80 odd in the power play. Usman Khan and Abdullah Shafiq both were playing aggressive shots, and Abdullah Shafiq especially looked extremely solid. And then Usman Khan gets out, and
Here
then
comes
Abdullah
King.
Shafiq, and then King comes. He takes his time to rotate the strike, and he was playing well.
Yeah, he's
Babar
doing
Azam
good,
was
yeah.
playing well. I mean, you'll hear it from me. I feel like Abdullah Shafiq was the guy who kind of threw his wicket away against Bracewell. He went for a rash shot.
Yeah.
The ball went up and he got caught. And then Rizwan came, he got a start, and then he got out as well. But then Babar Azam and Salman Ali Agha put on a great partnership where I think Babar Azam was get taking the singles and Salman Ali Agha was going for the bigger
Striking. Yep.
shots and started going for the boundaries, and the run rate started getting in range, and they were trying to control the game, and they had the game basically. I think they were 230 for four or five.
Oh no,
Um,
Zayd. At one point, it was 249 for three.
249 for three. Yeah.
249 for three. Yeah,
And
249 for
then
three.
Babar Azam tries to hit a hook shot, and Daryl Mitchell, I think,
But
catches
let me
him
make one thing clear. That
right
was
on
a
the boundary.
six. That was a six. Because on that portion of the boundary, there was only the damn rope.
Yeah, there
If
was no
they had
cushion
the
there.
if there was a cushion there, bro, that would have been a six. Irrespective, Zayd, they go from 249, and we've seen this with Pakistan nearly every match. Once one wicket falls, it is a ripple effect.
It is.
249 for three, all out 271.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
are you kidding me?
So Vase, like Babar Azam, like we'll touch on him because I've been his probably his biggest critic on our pod, and you are one of his fans, which is fair. I mean, he's scored a lot of runs, especially in ODIs. That's his bread and butter, right? He builds his innings, starts off, and in this game we saw some intent. Babar Azam hit
He was
two or
his
three
sixes.
sixes. He took a slog sweep
Log as
against
well. Yeah.
Bracewell, hit him over cow corner for six. Then he came down and hit another six down the ground, which we haven't seen him do. So I was impressed with that. And I was sitting at a big party with everybody, and we were watching the game, and everyone was saying, "कि आज तो बाबर की century है." Like this one ODI century incoming for him. He did look on song. So it was very unlucky that he got out the way he did. I just wished he finished the game. And then even when he got out, I'm not gonna blame him because you're playing other batsmen that are specialist batsmen like
That's what.
Tayyip Tahir and Mohammad Irfan Khan Niazi. So Aga was still there. They attempt a cheeky single. Tayyip Tahir gets run out.
Yeah,
Irfan Khan comes in and he plays one of the ugliest shots I've seen. He gets out on the very first ball, and then it goes all downhill from there. Where Aga's trying to accelerate, but no one else is standing with him, so Pakistan collapse. And Vase, you know what? We've witnessed this for a long time. I think since Misbah Haq has left, I think he was like the last guy in the Pakistan scene that kind of held the middle order together. We've always
biggest
been
fan,
top
yeah.
heavy. We've always been top heavy, and this is going back to the days like where we've had Muhammad Hafiz, Ahmad Shahzad, all these guys opening, and then the middle order comes and they can't score anything, and that's what happened. We do need to solidify that middle order. I don't think the Tayyab Tahir, Fan Khan, Niazi is working right now. We need to find some kind of fix for that. Salman Ali Agha, I think he's been the best batsman on this tour so far. I think
100%, man.
I
Yeah.
think he should be solidified at number five right now, which he's batting. Maybe he can move up to four and maybe
Four, yeah, I
move
don't mind him sticking
Rizwan
on
to
four either, yeah.
five. But the thing is that Pakistan hasn't been able to fill that middle order void for a long time after like the guys like Inzamam, Muhammad Yusuf, Yunus Khan. We haven't really had a prolific run scorer that's been at four, five, six. It's always been the guys one, two, three that are doing the bulk of the scoring. So, I mean, right now, I don't know if there's a guy out there that we can trust to bring in that middle order. Maybe guys like Kamran Ghulam, those might be the option. That guy was playing at five in the series before the Champions Trophy, but then randomly got dropped because of his fielding, according to Akib Javed. So terrible collapse. I think that game was definitely winnable, like you said, 249 for three, and then getting all out for 270. The Pakistan batting we can blame as well, but like the bowling has been very lackluster on this entire tour. Went from 37 to 3 for 3 and letting them score 340 was just abysmal, and then we didn't play a fifth bowler. So Salman Ali Agha, I think both 5 overs and got hit for 70 runs or something.
Mhm.
And then Irfan Khan Niazi had to bowl and got like 3 wickets.
Yeah.
So that was that on the first game, and I think Vasa, you had some stats as well for the first game if you want to talk about those.
Yeah, I mean, just stats wise too, you're chasing, 330 plus, right? That
Hmm.
is a large target. It's a very big target, you know. And within that first came two 35 dot balls. I mean, I understand, having dots if the deliveries are unplayable. Now, don't get me wrong, New Zealand bowlers have been, playing well. They've been lights out. But you can't sit there and make the argument that 35 of the balls they've bowled have been unplayable deliveries, especially when they're chasing 330 plus. And once we move on to the second game as well, I would like to touch on that as well because the second game, 52 dot balls in the second ODI. You're chasing 52 dot balls. So the first two ODIs, you've wasted 15 overs playing dots. So you're
Yeah.
telling me there that these bowlers bowled in two games 15 overs that are unplayable deliveries that you cannot even make goddamn contact with the ball. That's a problem of intent with Pakistan. A. More importantly, I think it's the players themselves trying to stat pad. I swear. I think in my mind that's what it is. They want to solidify a spot on their team. Players who do have a spot on the team, they want to keep their spot. If they've been playing out of form, I don't want to take names, but I think we both agree with that. Where it's like, dude, you're chasing 300 plus. Show some damn intent, which the openers did do the first game, but going down the line, you cannot play 35 dot balls the first ODI and 52 the second dot ball and expect to win.
Yeah, so Vasa, I think you've brought a great point about dot balls, and we brought this up in the Champions Trophy as well. That was the issue in the ODI team. They're playing 120 dot balls, I think, in one of the games. I think it was the New Zealand game. I think it's you're right about guys being scared for their place in the team. I also think it's a fitness issue. A lot of these guys don't want to
I
run
do
hard
too.
between the wickets.
Yeah.
Like you see these teams, India, England, South Africa, New Zealand, Australia, these guys are pushing the fielders, putting pressure on the fielders by taking these quick singles. You'll
Singles.
bring up Virat Kohli. I brought up the stat in an earlier podcast. He has just 6,000 runs in just singles alone in ODIs. That's how many runs Babar Azam has in his almost his career. So like
Yeah.
that guy made his entire career by
It's not
running through the
singles. Yeah.
wickets. Yeah, singles, doubles. Like that's and you see Virat Kohli batting, his strike rate's around 85 to 95 and he'll score a 50 and have two boundaries. If you look at Babar Azam, the games that he's playing well, he'll be like 24 off 27 or 24 off 26. Babar Azam will have five or six boundaries. What I've noticed like with Bob Rosum is like he's not as proficient in putting the ball in the gaps and running hard between the wickets, and that's all the guys on the
That's
Pakistan
all
team,
the
not
guys. Yeah.
not singling out Bob Rosum. One guy who I thought used to do a really good job was Rizvan, but now we've seen, especially in the second game, I don't know if we want to talk about that, but that one over against Will O'Rourke. Mohammad Rizwan is doing mujra on the pitch, basically dancing all over. Like he was clueless. He got hit like four times.
Bro, Will O'Rourke looked like a prime Shoaib up there, I swear.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
like
yeah, it was
it,
insane. Just it was insane. Honestly, it was sick to watch it just because you're watching a very good spell. But jeez, bro, if you're the captain of the team, and you've been playing for an X amount of years and you're one of the top batsmen for the country, I mean, what the hell are you doing
I
out there?
I
I don't know.
I think on this tour we really saw the lack of. I'd hate to say it, but I think it's a lack
So,
of talent a little bit. There's a skill differential between some of these guys who have been playing on these flat wickets and they look good at home. But when the ball is moving around, they say like it's harder and you need to have better technique. Like we seen Rizwan bat, like we know he's not the most technically sound guy. You're seeing him bat against Will O'Rourke. He's jumping around like he doesn't really know what's going on. Both
yeah.
feet are in the air. No technique is being shown. So, I mean, for a captain to look like that, it's not a great look for him. He's had two games now in ODIs. He hasn't looked good, and something that I'd cover is his captaincy. You brought this up earlier when we were talking. In the second ODI, New Zealand is 132 for five, right? So New Zealand got off to a flyer. They were 70 for no loss. Pakistan bowlers come in and they do a great job getting some wickets. Mohammad Wasim Jr., Haris Rauf, Sufyan Mukim. They put the brakes on New Zealand, right? Their last two batsmen are in that are recognized batsmen, Mohammad Abbas and Mitchell Hay, the wicketkeeper. And what does Mohammad Rizwan decide to do? He takes the whole field back, puts on like Fahim Ashraf, Akif Javed, who weren't like bowling the best, and then let New Zealand guys get easy singles, right? Just push the ball around. Like, and that stage, you got to keep Sufyan Mukim, pull him out. He was your most effective bowler. Why are you saving his overs for who? Guys like
Exactly.
Jacob Duffy and Nathan Smith, who can't really bat, try to get wickets quickly, especially when at that point they had 30 overs left. Like no one thought New Zealand was gonna bat out the whole 30 overs unless we let them. So take it away. Like what did you think, Rizwan? Where did he go wrong there?
I mean, no, he screwed up completely. First I want to give a shout out to the boy, Sufyan, spun the ball both ways, some flight, I reckon.
Yeah, yeah,
Honestly,
yeah.
he's looking good. So from overs 15 to 25, New Zealand only scored 25 runs.
Yep.
So I mean, we slowed the game down. We took wickets before that. We're taking wickets during that play as well. So 25 runs in 11 overs at that point. And that's when Rizvan opts to go back to the quicks, pushes everybody back. It's like, bro, you got to go in for the kill. That's one thing I really liked about former captain Sarfraz Ahmad, because he would go in for the kill. Like, if you're feeling hot, he will bowl you out. And that's completely fine because you have to go. Sometimes there's like a set game plan. Sometimes you got to throw that crap out of the door, and say, let's
Exactly.
go in for the kill. And I think that's where Rizvan is lacking. He doesn't have like that killer instinct like, okay, let's just take control of the game. And he made a big mistake with that, and then they ended up from 132 to five to scoring 290 runs,
Yeah,
which shouldn't
they
have been the case.
yeah, they let Mitchell Hay get settled, right? And he just knocked the ball around for the next like after overs 25, he knocked the ball around from like 25 to 35, him and Abbas. And then he started cutting loose. Like he took Hadis Rauf for two sixes. He took Mohammad Wasim for two sixes in an over. I think the last over went for like 22 runs against Mohammad Wasim. So like they just let him get settled. You can't do that. These guys are international players. Yes, it's not their A guys, but still, it's they're international players. You can't let them settle. They had to step on their throats, right? Why are we saving Sufyan Mukim's 3 or 4 overs for guys that can't bat, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
We needed to bring the field in, maybe get a slip or two in, and try to make
Put
them like
some pressure on
go
them.
for him. Yeah, like
Put
you
pressure on
mentioned
them.
it, Sarfaraz, man. Like you would be playing in ODIs, and he would have a slip in at the over number 30 when he thought like he could go for the kill. That's where Rizwan is really lacking, and you're right. There's a plan that they come with to the ground, and they just stick to that no matter what. Like they could be chasing 400, and the plan won't change, right?
Let's just
And
dot.
yeah, that's the
Quick
problem
signal,
I
go for
think
the boundary. Yeah.
that's been going on, and I mean we've watched now what 5 T20s, 2 ODIs, right? 7 games, and it's been 6 losses out of 7, and that's one game where Hassan Navas scored a century, our boy, that we won. So like I think it's been a very
It's been a
um
horrendous tour, honestly.
eye-opening
Yeah.
tour. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I was definitely optimistic about the tour. I'm not mad about it, but I think we're treading here. We're trying to stay afloat, you know, like we're heading towards panic mode if we don't fix this, you know. We have bright spots. Obviously, guys like Saim Ayub and Fakar Zaman are injured. I think a couple of the bright spots we can take from this, from the 2 ODIs at least, is Akif Javed looks good. I think he definitely should be given a run. I think Sufyan Mukim should be the first choice spinner.
Oh, hands
Um,
down. No. Yeah.
over Abrar any day.
Yeah.
On spinning pitches, you can play both of them, but he's impressed me so much with his control, his flight, his
He
variations, like you
spins the
talked
ball
about.
both ways as well. I
I
think
don't know if you saw his like pitch map they showed in the second
no, no, yeah.
ODI. He's so accurate. Like
Accurate. Yep.
you know how guys like Abrar and Shadab, they bowl 3 or 4 good balls, then they give you one half trucker that
Mhm.
goes for 6. This guy was extremely accurate and bowling the right spot, so I'm very impressed with him. Happy that they're playing him, and he needs to play more and more. Like we need to keep giving him games. He can play in all conditions if he's gonna bowl like that, because that kind of bowler is hard to practice against. He's hard to pick. They need to play him. I thought Abdullah Shafiq looked really good in the first ODI. Second game, same kind of issue that I think he's had where the ball
Yes.
went outside off stump, he nicks off and he's been going to slip. It's like the Virat Kohli issue a little bit
Yep.
with the
100%.
ball coming out of the on the fourth stump and him just
Fourth
nicking
stump.
it.
Yep.
Some negatives. I'm
Wait.
not.
Sorry. Can we just talk about one more guy? Hottest Rauf.
Yeah, hardest
Because
throw.
Hottest Rauf, I gotta give him his flowers. I think in Cena conditions, he's probably the most prolific fast bowler that we have. When the game did get stuck, or we were in need of a wicket in that power play, the second ODI. You know, Harris comes in. I do like his line and length, and he did get the ball to come back in. He drew an inside edge, and just a few balls later, he took one more wicket. With that wicket, man, King. I don't know where I saw King. Maybe 30 meters out, King came running in. Just the balance of King, man. Just the concentration. He had the entire country of New Zealand in awe with that catch. I
Yeah,
stood out
that
my
should have
seat
made
by.
Sports Center's top 10, right?
Bye. It did make sports in the top 10. Bye. I spit my
No,
food out, bro. I'm just kidding.
it's been
But
my food
it
up.
was epic fielding, man. One of the best fielders in the history of Pakistan, King. But
No,
I like
and you
hard stuff, man.
and
Yeah.
you brought it up, man. Hottest Rofe, I think, in this tour has been their best pacer, and throughout the T20s and ODIs, he's been a wicket taker, and he has got the ball to move off the surface a little bit, nip here and there, and he's been the fastest bowler too, right? So definitely impressed with him. I think in Cena, it's a no-brainer. He has to play T20s or ODIs. When it comes to like the Asia Cup that's happening in India and then the T20 World Cup next year.
Yeah, honestly,
I
I might
don't
be
know
saying
on
no.
those surfaces how, but it depends. Maybe you have guys like Zaman Khan after this PSL, they'll be a little more effective in those conditions.
For sure.
Um, so yeah, hottest row for some negatives. Obviously guys like Shaheen Shah, like throughout the tour, Shadab Khan. I really was, I was the guy here that was screaming for Irfan Khan Niazi, and he disappointed in the T20s. He disappointed in the one days. So really, I don't know if it's a mental thing. I know New Zealand is not an easy place to bat, right? They probably threw these guys the toughest conditions, right? Even in Australia, the ball's not moving like this. The ball's not moving like this in South Africa. Maybe England, red ball, yeah, not in
Hmm.
the white ball. So we can take it with a grain of salt. Guys like Tayyip Tahir,
I think he's done.
I don't think he's there to stay. We just need to solidify that middle order. I don't know how that's gonna happen. Maybe we do bring back Fakar Zaman in the middle order, like how we did before with Abdullah and Saim open and Fakar Zaman lower. Go ahead, Vase.
Hey, honestly, we're not talking about two people, I think, for the second ODI. Fahim Rana Ashraf. I mean, he came in, cool, calm, collective. Second match, we're down 5 wickets for 32 runs. And at that point, I'm thinking, we might be all out for 60 runs.
Yeah,
Fahim Rana comes in and he's playing some impeccable shots, I swear. He looks confident in there. He's cool, calm, collective. Had a good, 73 off of 80, I reckon, He did his thing. So honestly, no matter what anybody says, I mean, him at 6, he came in, he performed. So I
yeah.
don't mind seeing him in the third ODI and then, maybe in the future as well. You don't know
I
what to
mean
expect.
that's one thing that Pakistan's lacking, right? Fast bowling all rounder. So the problem is, man,
He's slow
Fahim
as shit,
Ashraf.
though, to be honest. He's slow, like
He's
122, 125.
yeah, man. I mean, I remember we're in one of our group chats and I'm seeing the speed gun, right? And
Yeah.
like, dude's bowling 120 for an
Yeah.
international
So
player. I
crazy.
mean, that's like 72, 73 miles per hour. I mean, I'm hoping he'd be high 120s, low 130s, right? But
Yeah.
credit to Fahim, maiden 50 in ODIs, I think, after 40, 50 games.
Yeah.
God bless. His batting average, I think, was like 13 before
Yep,
that. But
and
so,
it was funny because they put up his best average, and one of the announcers was like, "Wait, is this really his average?" He's supposed to be an all-rounder with a
So
13
and
average.
then Naseem Shah, man, concussion substitute. After Huddersfield got rocked, that dude could not see straight.
Bro, that was
After
insane.
getting hit in the head. And a bunch of Pakistani players, honestly, just taking their eyes off the ball, which is dangerous, and getting hit in the head. Akif Javed got hit. Naseem Shah got hit. Huddersfield got hit. Go ahead.
Yes, no, you're right with that. And I think the problem is, we don't know how to play the short ball. I mean, we've seen this. I mean, at least when ever since I've been watching, one thing that comes to mind is that 2019 World Cup against West Indies. We're out for 105.
Oh
These
yeah,
guys
yeah.
cannot play the short ball for their life. And that New Zealand bowler Sears, he took a 5 wicket haul, and he's a very smart bowler, switching up the variation and using the short ball to effect, especially when your opponent can't play the short ball. And I've seen too many times where our guys get hit in the head. It's like, bro, be alert. If you don't know how to play short ball, practice in the nets. Like, how come the coaches aren't teaching
Yeah,
them how to
at
play the
least
short
duck
ball?
out of the way,
Or
right?
duck,
Like
exactly. They're getting straight, like, pegged in the head, not doing anything. And
Muhammad
just,
Yusuf is the coach, so please do something.
yeah,
Like,
Jesus. And then for the top three run scores for second ODI, right? Number one, we had Fahim Ashraf, okay?
uh-huh.
Number two, we had a sub, which was
Naseem
Naseem
Shah.
Shah,
Yeah, the
half
concussion
century, just half
substitute. Yeah.
percent. And the third leading run getter were extras.
Yeah. God
I mean,
bless.
are you kidding me right now? Yeah, this is
Yeah,
insane.
so I mean they were 9 for 3 at one point, and
Yeah,
Uh, the thing is, man, like when the ball's moving like that, we just don't have someone there that's gonna just, grind it out. And either if you're not gonna grind it out, then you gotta go for the shots, right? And kind of put the opponent on their back foot, like
exactly. Yeah,
what I wish they did, right? Instead of Abdullah Shafiq and Babar just hanging their bat out, at least like go for a
attacking.
hard
Yeah,
slash, right, and get out. Which Imam actually low key did. Kind of went for a slash and he didn't slash it hard enough to slip. So
Three
Um,
runs. You remember the group chat? Like, honestly, I thought he was gonna score 100 too.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
but when
he
I
was
saw the ball
97
moving
runs
like
short.
that,
Yeah,
when New Zealand's bowling, but credit to New Zealand's bowling, man. I mean, I think in the 7 games so far, they've been on the money, except that third T20 where they got cooked by the Pakistani batsmen. But other than that, like they don't give you any freebies, man. They're not bowling like full enough for you to drive. They're always on that back of the length. And you brought up Sears, right? So I'm watching the game with my dad, and he's played 2 games. This is his third game. He has 0 wickets. I said, watch him get a career best figures here. And what happens? He takes a fifer because I knew what he's gonna do. He's just gonna bowl short and fast, right? And what these guys are not able to play at. Like these New Zealand guys, they've circled this tour, and every guy that came is going for a career best like performance. Chapman, Sears, Hay,
hey,
um, like this Mitchell Hay hasn't scored
Muhammad
99 in
Abbas.
domestic before.
Yeah,
Muhammad
Muhammad Abbas
Abbas,
hit that past
Loki, that
50.
he's solid. I think he can be in the ODI team like when all the guys are playing because like he can bat at 6 or 7 and he can
And he
bowl a
can
little
bowl
bit.
mid as well. Yeah, I think the first game, right? Yeah, the first game
He,
at 50 off 25. I
he
think he
yeah.
opened.
No,
Uh,
no, he batted at 5 or 6.
oh, fine. Okay, that
Yeah.
yeah. Was one thing I was gonna say as well was yeah, man. Honestly, now I think the scary part is like this wasn't even New Zealand at full strength.
Yeah,
You know
no
what I'm saying?
Rachin
Because like a
Ravindra,
bunch
no
of
Kane Williamson,
yeah, a
no
bunch of
Matt
top players in
Henry.
IPL, but
Man, shout out, we made Jacob Duffy the ranked number one, I think, in T20s right now because
bro, it's crazy because honestly, if you need a career best or a career high, or if you're gonna break any record, just play against our team, and it's guaranteed. You know, you'll either break one personal record through the ICC or through your own team as well, man.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. Like guys like Jacob Duffy, I mean, yeah, he's shown that he's good, but like this guy's not even almost playing like when New Zealand has their regular guys, but now he's bolted to number one. And the commentators were talking about this, that this guy was bowling low 130s, and on this tour, guys bowling 142, 143. That's where I think Pakistan has taken a step back. I mean, you remember we had guys like Shoaib Akhtar, Muhammad Sami, these guys consistently bowling 145 plus, right? Our guys are just not, I mean, I don't know, they're not training properly, not eating right. The nutrition isn't there. Like the pace. You remember people used to say, yeah, pace is pace, yeah, and Pakistan was pace.
Yeah,
And it just seems that we don't have that anymore, right? We used to have guys like Abdul Razak bowling 140s, and now like guys like Shaheen are high 130s, low
honestly,
140s.
dude, Shaheen, if that is high, because last few years, ever since 2022, Shaheen, majority of the time bowls like low 130s,
Yeah,
132, 133. I mean, recently I've seen him go like a bit above 140, but that's after, you know, a 2 year
yeah.
hiatus where he's been doing low 130s.
Even
Uh,
Hottest Rofe, when he first burst onto the scene, he was like 140 plus all the
yeah,
time, sometimes 150s, right? He's not hitting that. And when Naseem Shah came in, everyone's saying like he's 150 plus. He's nowhere near that. So
probably, yeah,
hopefully we in this PSL we get some youngster who's bowling some thunderbolts because we need that. You know, like
yeah, we need pace.
these kind of bowlers like Sears, Lockie Ferguson that New Zealand has, like these guys are pacey, right? And you've even seen like the Indian guys now, right? They're bowling 140 plus. Siraj, Shami. So like we're just kind of I think falling behind our standard that we've held for the last 20, 30 years. Guys like Imran Khan, Sarfraz Nawaz, you go all the way back. Shoaib Akhtar, Muhammad Amir even. These guys were lethally fast at some point in their career, and I think we've kind of lost that.
It's sorry, one more comment, Zaid, is that uh, great you brought up Muhammad Amir, right? Because I was thinking about him. Because he was amazing with the new ball, and he was also great in the death overs with the old ball. We
Yeah.
don't have a player like that because these guys are getting smacked in the death. I mean, forget even forget the power play and they're getting smacked then, but in the death, I mean, it's atrocious. Where it's like you can restrict the team, maybe the team you can restrict them to maybe hypothetically 240, but with these balls blowing a death, it's always 280, 290 plus with these guys. So
Yeah, so
get figured out.
Vase, what's going on is in the death overs, I think they're just bowling. they don't have a plan. They're just bowling all over. Like guys like Amir and guys like Omar Gul. These guys used to have a plan. Like Muhammad Amir, you brought him up. I was thinking about him this entire tour because the way the ball was moving, he would have um
Field day, yeah.
it would be his field day. Like he would live for these kind of conditions with the ball swinging away. He could bring it back in. He's very lethal in these kind of conditions. And then like Muhammad Amir, like we watch in the PSL and stuff too, he has a plan when he's bowling. In the death, he either goes for wide Yorkers, or if that's not working, they'll do like slower balls into the surface, so it's harder to hit. With the newer guys, I mean, Hadisrof has been going for a lot. Naseem Shah has been going for a lot in the death, like over the course of couple of months now. Shaheen's been horrible. It's like they just don't know either to bowl length or to bowl Yorkers. So we're just all over the place. And back in the day, it used to be like we used to bowl Yorkers, and like in the last we would go for a lot of runs in the middle and the beginning, but we would bring it back in the end,
Back in
like
the death,
50
yeah.
runs in the last 10 overs or something like that. That's not been the case. Muhammad Wasim, he was expensive in the death, but
He's pretty
one
good though,
thing that
even
I
in death, yeah.
saw is like he was able to get the ball to reverse a little bit because he has that slinging action, which was good to see. They gave him one game. Hopefully, they give him a little more
Yeah.
run. I don't want to see Muhammad Ali again in Pakistan colors for a long time. That guy pisses me off. I'm sorry to say. Uh,
PSL legend. PSL legend.
PSL legend. And I wanted to bring up one thing. So this next ODI, right, the third ODI, this is the last international game Pakistan will have till July now. So we have a lot of time to think, go back to the think tank and see what we want to do with these players, with the overall strategy. I don't know, do we want to keep Rizwan as the ODI captain? Right now, I hate to say it, it could be an overreaction, but I don't think he should be the captain, and I think he's fighting for a spot
A
in the
spot on the
team.
team. Yeah, for sure.
Uh, it's just like, man, his innings. I'll bring it up again. He had 5 runs off 26 balls, and he had 5 runs off 26 balls, right? Salman Ali Aga got stuck on the other end for like 3 overs. I don't know if you remember watching. And first ball from Sears, Salman Aliaga is like 9 off 13, right? He goes for a aggressive shot and edges towards third man. It's because the other guy's just not giving
Yeah.
anything, right? You have to rotate the strike.
Like,
It's so important. It just not doesn't bog the team down and yourself. You bog the other guy down who's at the other end, who's just like, all right, this guy's just dead batting everything. I got to do something, right? And Salman Ali Aga yesterday, out of the top 4 or 5 guys, he was like the only guy that seemed semi comfortable. He had 2 boundaries. So, man, I don't know. Maybe Osman Khan can keep, and you bring in another extra guy, to replace Rizvan. Like I hate to say it, like you would say, like, oh, you're replacing him, and not giving him an extended run. It's just like with these kind of performances, especially
yeah,
after the
you can't even.
Champions Trophy,
Yeah.
it's like, so yeah, this is like the last game before July. I think your West Indies,
We have
they're gonna play
it's
three
Wendy's, all
T20s
right.
actually in Fort Lauderdale, so that'll be exciting.
You want to go?
I unfortunately can't go because it's like 5 days before my wedding. So if not, like my fiance's from Fort Lauderdale, so I would be there. Um, but I was looking at the schedule and it's like freaking 5 or 6 days before my wedding, so I won't be able to go. I might get killed otherwise. So
Yeah, I don't think it's a go.
um but I would love to go. It's literally the ground is in Fort Lauderdale, a great ground. Wanted to watch. But yeah, so they have the West Indies tour coming up. I think it's T20s and ODIs. So I think it's a long road and to think about, and let's see this PSL, right?
Let's get ready for
Hopefully.
PSL, baby. Zalmi on three. Zalmi on three. One, two, three. We're
So
coming for the trophy. I'm telling you.
which team are you supporting? I'm hearing Zelmi, huh?
Always, bro.
And is
If
that
team
because
makes the final, I'm gonna go watch the final.
in Pakistan?
Yes.
Okay. We might have to have you do a live vlog and post it on the channel then, because
No, no.
that'd be epic.
Of course, brother.
Um,
Yeah.
And so you're supporting Zelmi. I'm been a Karachi Kings guy, so I am looking forward to Karachi Kings. They announced David Warner as the captain,
That's
so
gonna be sick, bro. I'm excited. Now
excited
they
to
got
see
in some
that.
good players. Yeah,
I actually think Islamabad United is still going to be the favorite. They won last year, strong
yeah.
team. But very
On
excited for
pace, yeah.
PSL. Let's see some of the guys come to perform. Heather Ali is one in mind. You know that middle order could
Dude,
use
he's crazy, bro. He's
that
crazy in
middle
PSL, bro. But I've seen him in in like ICC tournaments or
that middle
ICC.
order could use some maybe some beefing up there. So guys like Heather Ali. Excited to see guys like Miran Mumtaz, Arafat Minhas. These guys who are spin bowling all rounders, especially for T20s. Guys like Imad Wasim, who's won us a lot of games actually.
He has, yeah,
Uh,
for sure. Yeah, yeah,
you remember that game against Afghanistan, right?
yeah. He
In the
single-handedly won that
2019
match.
World
Yeah,
Cup. Yeah, that was a epic
single-handedly.
game. And
But then
so
you
like,
remember the game. But then you remember the game against India in the T20 World Cup.
do
We
I
couldn't
remember?
run.
I was
You
there.
were there.
I
What
was
happened to
there.
him? Wait, like what the hell? Like, was he hurt or I don't know what the hell was going on?
I heard a lot of stuff about Imad Wasim during that entire U.S. Fiasco, but heard he was out late in the night the day before the game, needed some diapers for his daughter or something like that. So
Okay, yeah.
I don't think he got sleep. But here or there, just excited to see new talent. I think there's some under 19 fast bowlers that are gonna get some chances. So excited to see them play. And looking forward to this third ODI. Let's get a win in a dead rubber game, guys. Come on.
King
Maybe
Century 522.
a Bobsy century in the dead rubber game. What do you think?
Man, I don't want to get my hopes up because it literally it hurts every time he gets out, and people are so quick to text me as if I'm like,
I was one of the guys too.
bro. It's not only you. I
I'm
get
not
like
gonna
20
lie.
texts saying King, ha 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 ha, King. But listen, 522 days. I think now it's 524 days since we've had a
Yes, yeah,
century. Inshallah, next year. I mean, I don't even care about the century anymore. We only care about the wins. We've already scored a lot of runs for the country, so our mindset going in is just to
yeah.
get it done.
Let's see someone as Fahim Ashraf said. We should play for the team.
Facts. No, I
Surprising,
agree.
surprising to come from Fahim Ashraf. We should play for the team. Very happy to hear that from him. And as our captain and leader said, "Ya to vine, ya to lane." So it's been a lot of learning in this tour. I hope the boys are going back to the books, watching VOD, watching just doing some studying on what's going on and try to make improvements. Right, it's a young team, not gonna give up on these guys, but just want them to analyze what's going wrong and
Yeah, I don't think
get
they're
the
doing
right
any of
help.
that. I don't
A
think they're
lot of
doing any of that
learning,
because I'm on
man.
Instagram. Yeah, I'm on Instagram and I'm seeing what they're up to, and I don't see anybody in like a room or a conference room, trying to look at film. It's like there's there's some guys out at the beach. I think when you go on Instagram, you'll see it. But
What was
it's
Imam ul
been
Haq wearing, man? It was like a
crazy,
see-through
right?
type
That
of
was
kurta.
insane. Yeah.
So, man, I think like the last 2 3 months have been like, besides the Australia and South Africa tour that Pakistan won, I think it's been, and then
It's
the
been
England
horrible.
Test series. I think it's been. I think we're in a dark age of Pakistan cricket right now, which is sad to say because we have a lot of talents, just not we're not putting it together properly. So let's just hope the management gets it together, the leaders, the captains, the players. We want to see this as much as people say like, oh, we love when Babar gets out, but at the end of the day, we want to see Pakistan win, right? That's my number one thing, right? I want to see Pakistan succeed. You're wearing a jersey, the Rasta, shout out.
Yeah.
Maybe they need to
Fair enough.
sponsor us, man.
Yeah,
Um,
honestly, man, because these are expensive
these
pieces.
jerseys are expensive.
Yeah.
I tried to see, but it was not in my budget. Um, but we want to see Pakistan win, as always, right? Like, there's definitely different camps, the anti-Babur, the Babur fans, but we want to see Babur win. I mean, we want to see
Oh
Pakistan.
yeah, King baby, we're back.
When is the century number 32 coming? Like, we got the countdown going. So, um, yeah, it's been great watching. I mean, I don't think I've missed a single ball of the entire tour so far. I've been up late nights, skipping work. Don't tell my boss, but um, it's been good. It's been fun, and as always, Vase, thank you so much. We'll catch you guys soon. I think we want to do some kind of we're gonna continue the podcast with the PSL games. I think we'll try to do weekly shows with the PSL.
Yeah.
Like key performers, matchup of the week, that kind of stuff. And we'll bring you some more content because I we love doing this. So thank you guys. Please support us. Tell us your favorite PSL team in the comments. Thank you guys. Pakistan's in the bot. Peace.